Hi there, I'm doing a ball workout today. Love these bits of gear. They're only about $10 for any big department store to buy, so nice and cheap. They come in 3 sizes, 55, 65 and 75 centimeters. 75 if you're really tall, 65 if you're medium. I'm about 165 centimeters, so mine's a 65 centimeter, and 55 if you're quite short. The ball, when it's inflated and you're sitting on it, probably knees straight out from your hips. You don't want to have your hips way up here and you don't want your knees way up here. So you want something that's about this, that looks much like this. These can be scary at first. I had a client came to me a few weeks ago, terrified of her fit ball. I just got her to have a wall in front just to play around with it and know that this is going to become a good friend. She had a wall in front and she just put her feet out till she got to the wall, had a bit of a lean back and pushed herself back. A bit of a lean back and push herself back. That's all she did at first, and she got really quite secure with being on that ball, and now she can lie on the ball and do all sorts of things. Still a bit scared, but she's getting better and better, and her body has improved no end because of it. This works all your stabilizers. This works your muscles so hard when you're on it. Today we're doing a basic workout with no equipment at all but the ball, and it can be modified as you go through, so just pay attention to the modifications. We're going to go 40 seconds on, 15 seconds off. So let's get going first of all with just some walkouts for 40 seconds, and you'll see what I mean. If you're not feeling secure with these, you can just be walking yourself out, coming back as you're going, having a lean back. So sit on the ball, just come as far as what you feel. You may want the wall in front of you, but if you can, walking right out, so we're having, whoops, a lean back. And they work you so hard the whole time you're on these. It's fantastic. They are wonderful bits of equipment, and you can be doing a great whole body workout on them, which we will be today. You'll be feeling most bits having worked by the time we're finished. Lovely. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to take my arms back. So I'm going to start right back over the ball, and I'm just going to lift up from here. So starting right over the back. So rather than being on the floor and doing a crunch where we come to here, we're going to be right over the back. We're just going to lift this chest up to the ceiling and coming up with that chest. Great. Good. You can have your hands wherever you want. You can have them on the ball if you want, but just raising that chest up to the ceiling. The tongue is on the roof of our mouth simply because when we lift up, we have that head just in not being supported, then our neck is working very hard. So having the tongue behind our top teeth just helps to keep it secure and splintered. Now we're going to come out onto our ball, so our head is on our ball, and we're simply going to drop our hips down towards the floor. So it's a drop down, lifting up. So every time we come up, think about squeezing those glutes really hard. This is a hip thrust and really works into the back of the legs, so into the hamstrings, the calves, the glutes, even into the lower back. So it's a good one. So we're just trying to bring these hips straight down to the floor. Head can come up, and then head goes back when we lift up again. Coming down and coming up. Good. And every time we come up, you can feel those glutes working really hard, really squeezing them like there's a lot of wind in there, and you don't want that wind to come out. So having a rest, just have a rest back over your ball for a minute, just chill out for a moment. Our next one that we'll be doing, and we can do this in a variety of ways, it's just going to come up on an elbow. So we're just trying to press the other arm up. Now, if you want to make this work harder, now this is one where your ball keeps going back. So just pressing up on that elbow and trying to press the other arm up to the ceiling. So it's just a press up and a press up. Now I'm going to take my legs around the other way so I can press up my other elbow. So changing over to the other side. You'll feel your whole core working as we come through this one. And if you had a little hand weight, you get to have a hand weight, but otherwise this is a great one for working right into that core. Great. Okay, we're going to head over to the wall now. Let's see what we can do with our legs. So we're just going to grab our ball and pop it in the curved part of our back and make sure that those hips are on the ball as well. We're going to be doing a squat. So I'm going to walk out my feet to the point that I can keep my knees behind my toes, and I'm just coming down and up. So nice, slow roll down and up. Now, you're not going to work through pain, so if you're somebody with not good knees, you may come just a centimeter down and you may hold it rather than going down and up. So whatever works for you, you can either hold it or you can keep doing the down and up. If you can, see if you can get a bit lower with that. But whatever works for your knees is what you're going to be doing at home. Great. Good, you don't want those knees to cave in, so you want your knees always to aim towards your toes. This time we're going to take our legs out wider. So going to take our toes out and our knees will come out the same way. If you're really tight in here and you can't come out that far, you may want to come in a bit more. Still, knees will track towards the toes. Don't let the knees cave in here. And particularly if you're out wide, don't let the knees cave in. So if your knees are caving in, you may want to bring those feet in a bit further. We're taking it out. Knees track over the toes and you'll feel these inner thighs, these adductors, working quite hard. So as we keep these knees out towards the toes, just keep that chest up high and taking it down and up. This time we're just staying down here. Going to lift a heel, lift both heels if you want, and just waiting for the last 5 seconds. I'm sure you can feel those inner thighs, probably feel a bit of glutes as well. Well done. This time I love one-legged things because it makes one leg work, the other one doesn't always compensate. We're going to take one whole foot on the floor and the other one is a toe up. So this time we're just going to come down and up on one leg. So you can have that toe down, or if you feel like you're stable enough, you can actually take that foot up off the floor. But for most of you, probably a toe down will be fine. We're going to swap this in about now. So swap over to the other leg. And down and up we go. So again, what you want to avoid here is that knee coming in, so instability. Just making sure that that knee is tracking towards that toe. Great. Good. Well done. Good. We're going to bring that ball back to the floor again. We're going to sit on our ball and roll out again. We're going to be doing a reach back over the ball as far as you can. Now I want your head on the ball with this. So if you don't have much mobility in your upper back, you might need to walk your feet forward a bit further so your head is on there. And we're just going to bring this chest up. I don't want you forward into a real forward crunch. I want you in the back position. So we come up to about here and you'll feel these abdominals working without. So we're trying to lift this chest up to the ceiling. We're not trying to do a curl forward. So from here, just trying to lift that chest up, bring it back again and lift. If we had a weight, we could take that right over behind us and lift up. But we're doing this without a weight today, trying to lift that chest up. Good. Now from here, we're just going to come back on the ball, so our head is on the ball, and we're going to just take our arms side to side. Just going to take this one side to the other. Now if you can, try and take that whole body one side to the other, but if you can't, it's just a small twist while we're lying on the ball. Try and keep your head on the ball as much as you can, at least in between when your arms are up here, but taking that side to side. But if you can, that entire body is in a big twist side to side. Obviously not doing it to the degree that you're going to fall off the ball, so then you may take that. But I don't want just your arms, just not your arms, you're taking your entire body. Great. So this time we're down on the floor on our knees and we're just going to roll out on the ball. So we're starting with our hands on the ball, our core is on, and we're just going to roll ourselves forward. Now, don't leave your hips up in the air, they come down with you. So if you're feeling quite comfortable with that and your core is already quite strong, you can stay out here and you can either do the alphabet or just some small circles side to side. You're just going to take this ball around one way and ball around the other. Well done. Good. It's a great one for working those deep core stabilizers right through the transverse abdominis. So it's a very good one. We're going to come over the top of our ball this time, having the hands on the floor, arms by our side, thumbs out, and we're doing a cobra. So we're just going to take that chest up a little way, tongue is on the roof of the mouth. We're squeezing those shoulder blades back together and squeezing the bum cheeks as well. You should feel that whole back doing some really good work. Now, if you can't start there for very long, come down again, come up again. These thumbs rotate outwards, squeezing those shoulder blades together, squeezing the bum cheeks. And come down again, or you can, if you can, hold up there. Feel free to hold up there, tongue on the roof of the mouth, behind the top teeth, because that helps to stabilize that neck. That neck's doing quite a bit of work while we're there. Great. This time it's for those of you that can, either if you can't do the plank on the ball, so from here we're just going to come up from our knees and come up onto our toes and hold. If that's too hard, go back to the ball rollout again that we did before. Otherwise, for those of you that can, coming up here and holding. So that core is on, got the tongue on the roof of my mouth, and I'm just holding that core on. When you need to, come down for a rest, have a lie on the ball, come back up again. Good. We're really working through those abdominals. Well done. Good. 3 seconds to go. Good. From here, just going to come over the ball and just do a little kind of lift with this one. We're just going to lift up, squeeze those shoulder blades back together again. If you had a pair of dumbbells, you could have them in your hand and bringing down again. So just to lift, squeeze the shoulder blades together and then coming back down. Tongue on the roof of the mouth, squeeze the butt cheek every time you lift up as well. Squeeze those shoulder blades back together and coming up. Hopefully you haven't had a meal before you do this workout lying on the ball, because it works much better without a meal. Great. Good. Nicely done. Lovely. So the next one we'll be doing is push-ups. There's a harder way to do it and an easier way to do it. If you want to do it easy, you keep more of your body on the ball. So I've got my thighs on the ball at the moment, and I'm just going to take it down and up with my thighs on the ball. But if you wanted to work it harder, you could take it right out so you've got your shins on the ball. Or you can take it halfway in between and have more of your knees on the ball. Just the main thing to do with push-ups is making sure you don't get tired and drop these hips down and don't have the head kind of hanging down the whole time. Keep that core on, making sure everything stays firm. And like anything, you can have a rest when you need to. This next one, I'm going to give you a choice of 2 different ways of doing it. It's knee tucks, or we'll just do a walkout bridge. So you'll either be coming out to where that ball's on your knees or shins. You're going to bring these knees in, bring them back out. Taking care of that core is on the whole time. Or you can walk back and out again, hold for a moment, and then walk back. But if you can, staying out here and then just drawing that in. If you want to work that a bit harder, you can be right with that ball on your shins, keeping that core on, and then don't drop the hips in between. You hold those hips up high. That's really important so you don't really impact on your back. Great. And coming all the way back. We're going to be just doing a little, a side leg lift from here. So just on a knee and over the top of that ball, and doing a lift from here. Or you can come right up on that ball and take a lift here. You can take that leg in different directions as well. Always this back, where you lift that leg slightly back, is going to be a little bit harder. And now we're working these side glutes, doing some work there. Great, but you can be down on that knee, doing that if you feel more stable. Well done. Whew. Good job. Lovely. Obviously going to take it to the other side. And off we go again. So either here from your knee, or we can come up and do it from here. This will work your stabilizer well. So it just means that when we're up here, we're actually needing to work quite hard. And you can be holding that hand on the floor if it makes you more stable, but lifting kind of at a little angle back as well. You can lifting straight up, lifting at all sorts of sort of angles so that you can get right through that side glute, the gluteus medius, in a number of ways. Good. We've got 5 seconds to go. Good. For our next one, we'll stay on the side here, and we're just going to try and take this elbow up to our hip. Now, if you prefer that knee on the floor, you can be coming up a bit higher and bringing that elbow up to the hip, but you're just trying to bring that elbow up to the hip. Otherwise, you can stay right over the top of your ball and trying to bring that elbow right up. Great. Good. You should be able to feel these obliques. So the side abdominals are doing quite a bit of work here as we bring that up. Because we're at that lean over the ball as well, think about having that tongue on the roof of the mouth, because that neck, because we're at this lean, is doing quite a bit of work as well. Right. We're going to bring it to the other side. Well done. You can be on your knee. If you did want, you're just trying to come straight up to the side. You're not trying to come forward, you're trying to come back, just straight up to the side. Lovely. You can lean right over that ball too, so you're starting at a very much a lean over the ball position. It just means that we've got a greater range of motion when we start from lying right over the ball. Trying to bring that elbow right up to that hip. Great. Good. I'm going to do one now. So I'll just stay bent forward so you can see what I'm doing. And all we're doing from here, you don't actually have to have your knees right around the side. They can be right in behind your ball, but we're just going to squeeze in. Squeeze in those knees, let them go. Squeeze in those knees, and we're doing a bit of inner thigh work here and letting them go. Squeezing in. Great. Well done. Can feel my inner thighs doing quite a bit of work here. Good. We're going to do one more thing on the ball after this, and then we will go down to the floor, for those of you who want to come down to the floor with me. Good. Now you're going to lie back over the top of the ball again, and we're just going to bring these knees up so that the thighs are on the ball, And what I want you to be doing from here is you are going to keep those knees together, and we just actually come back so that your hips are over the ball, and we're just doing a small lift up. Just a small lift. We're not trying to kind of bounce it up, just a small controlled lift so we work into that lower back. Keep those knees together. Good. Great. Good, we're almost there, 8 seconds to go. If any time you need, just have a stretch over the ball, just come back down, put the ball under you and just have a slump over that ball. It gives you, I know we said that was going to be the last one before we went to the floor, but one more thing, we're just going to extend one arm and one leg, as long as you can. Now, if you're really unstable with that extension, then try just one arm, and maybe then one leg and one leg. Otherwise, it's an arm and a leg. Good. Well done. Good. We've got 10 seconds to go. You'll be working your back as you do this, working right through, but also working our balance as well. Great. Well done on those of you who didn't want to come to the floor. You can come to a quick stretch at the end, but otherwise I'm going to head down to the floor and I'm just going to put my legs on the ball. So calves on the ball, our bum is up. We're going to roll that in and roll it out. You can come down in between these if you wanted to, but bum comes up off the floor, roll it in, roll it out. So your choice whether you stay up here or you have one or two and then take your bottom down again to have a rest. But meantime, your arms are by your side. Just got that bottom up from the floor and bringing it in and out. Great, I can feel my hamstrings working, my glutes are working, and my calves are working right down through the posterior chain there. It's good. We also find a bit of back work happening as well. So from here, this can be a hard one for some people. So if your feet don't like being on the ball, bring it down, back down to the floor. We're just going to have our feet on the ball and lifting up these hips nice and high. So feet are flat on the ball, and then just going to hold up for a few seconds and then bring it back down. Feet are flat on the ball and bring it back up again. So if you can do this, fine. If you can't, take that ball away for a moment, feet close to the bottom, and we're just going to take the tailbone up and then lifting up from the floor. So you can either be from the floor or from the ball. Great. Well done. And coming down when you need to, and coming up again. You'll certainly feel your calves working with this one as well. Great, from here, we're just going to take the ball from our feet, you're going to take it back to our hands, and then back to our feet. As we lift up to put it back in our feet, we reach up. So think about trying to keep your back as close to the floor as you can while we do this. So your back is trying to stay under here, pressed into the floor while you take this from your hands to your feet. Great. Well done. Now if you need a rest, have a rest at any time in here. We're just going to take that ball into our hands for our next one, and we're simply going to reach up. So it's like we're trying to reach right over to one side, head back down in between, and then reaching over to the other side. So it's a big reach from side to side. Big, big reach. Great. Still think about having that tongue on the roof of the mouth. So if you've got a workout buddy you're with right now and you're chatting away to them, just have a think about when we're lifting up our head off the floor, We want that head to be safe as we can. And so this base of a tongue is attached to our, base of our tongue is attached. So the tongue, the base of our tongue is attached to our neck flexors. So by having the tongue behind the top teeth, this just helps to splint your neck and keep it safe. Lovely. This time we're going to put the ball in between our toes. Now, your main thing here, so your main thing to do is keep this back pressed to the floor. So if I tried to put some fingertips under it, you wouldn't be able to get under it. And then just a small lift off the floor. It doesn't need to be a big one. It's just going to do a challenge with that. If you find that your back is arching, you may want to do that without the ball and then just having, maybe even starting from the floor and doing it. You may not be to the point where you can keep that back pressed down yet. So trying to keep that back pressed down and just a small lift here. Lovely. Great. Keeping that back pressed down as much as you can. Good. I'm going to roll onto my side with that ball in between my feet. And some of you may prefer it to do this without that ball in between your feet. We're just going to roll slightly back onto a bum cheek so your hip is not sticking in the floor. And I'm just going to lift this ball up, just slightly up off the floor, but you'll feel, so the glutes, the outer thighs, the inner thighs are all doing some work, and even our obliques here will be doing some work as well. Great. Now, if you can, roll to the other side. I'll just roll here and we'll keep going. Good. How are you feeling? Hopefully you can feel all that working. Now, great, so we're going to do a stretch now. We're going to sit on the ball and we're going to walk ourselves out till we can go back over the ball. For some of you who are really stiff in that upper back, you may need to come forward or want your head on the ball. I don't want your head kind of up off the ball. And then when you've got your head off the ball, you can walk those feet back and see if you can kind of spread yourself back over the ball, because this is a great stretch for here. Also good for the spine to go into extension because we're so flexed so much of the time. So this is a really great stretch for many of you to do. We're going to walk ourselves up and coming down onto the floor. So there's going to be a knee, don't have to stay on this knee for long. This outer leg will be bent and we're just going to lean over this ball. Now you can stay here and stretch over your ball, or you can press over up off your foot and coming here. We're just having a side stretch. I've got a client who hasn't got a good neck and his neck doesn't like this, so I get him to take this underneath arm just to support his head, and then you can take that top arm over. Great, you should feel a nice stretch right down through that side. We've done a bit of work into these obliques today, so a nice stretch to do. Okay, we're going to come back over from there, take it over to the other side, take this outer knee up, and then having a lie over that ball. You can stay here and stretch over, or you can actually come right over the top. Well done. And you can have that hand there if you prefer to support that head. And then we're just going to have a little lie over our ball and kind of slump over the ball. So you're just going to kind of just let yourself have a lie over that ball. Try and find, if you've got a stiff back there somewhere, try and have that ball directly under your back. So play around with it where you prefer to have that ball, but you want it just to be stretching through any areas that you're tight up around here, around those hips, around that lower back. Right. And the last stretch we'll do, or a couple of stretches we'll do, so we're going to have that ball beside a nice wall or something where we won't fall off. You may choose to sit on your chair for this stretch, and that's fine. If you're still not stable on that ball, go find a chair and sit on the chair. You're going to take one leg up, and then from here, we're just going to lean forward, and it's a lovely hip stretch. But you can be on a chair, far more stable if you feel like you're going to fall off. One of my funny stories with fit balls, I had about 6 of my seniors in a row one time, and I learnt not to do that again. They were sitting by the wall, they weren't doing anything big, but one fell off her ball and it was like a dominoes effect. So boom, 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 boom. Thank goodness all were fine, but it was quite funny to watch, and something that taught me not to put people in a row again. Make sure they're in different parts of the room. So other foot up on the other leg, just going to hold that chest up high and leaning forward. So we're not trying to slump over there. We're still trying to hold that chest up high, and it's just a hinge forward from the hips. Well done. Hopefully you can feel that nice stretch through that hip, butt, wherever you're tight in that area. Great. Good, so feet down. It's always good to play around with a bit of balance at the end when you're on a fit ball. So see how you go with one leg up. See if you can hold there, or you're really unstable. Make sure the wall's beside you if you're really unstable. And then take the other leg up and just see how long you can stay there for. Maybe look at a spot on the floor, something that will make you more stable. And if you get to the point where you can lift both feet up for about 15 to 20 seconds and you don't need to put your toe down, if you can't, just keep practicing that. Just keep practicing where you lift up a foot. But if you can take your feet up and then just holding here. You'd be amazed at how much my brain is working right now to keep me on the ball. It's got to send messages through to my body, kind of go this way, go that way, go forward, go back. You're about to go too far to one side. So there's a lot of work going on, which is great, because if I go for a fall, like my older client said a couple of days ago, he said, Sheree, I had a trip. Normally a couple of years ago I would have fallen, but I didn't. I just tripped. That kind of did a little bit of a run over the top of something and stayed upright. That's how you want to be, and that's why ball is so good. Our last stretch is going over one shoulder, having a look over one shoulder. And then over the other shoulder. This is a good stretch to have, because those of us who are still driving still need to be able to look over our shoulder and not rely on our side mirrors. There's a blind spot in there and we don't always see the person coming along beside us in the other lane. Great, just taking these hands together, so just intertwine those fingers, round out that, those shoulders and press out. And taking these hands back, take it back. Great, let's just take a heel, so toes up, heel down, and we're just going to lean in towards that leg. And taking the other side. You can hold these stretches for longer. I'm just taking these for a short period of time today so we can get through them. And if you wanted to end off with standing back here with a foot up to the butt, and that's a great quadricep one to end off with. And then other side. Try and keep those knees together rather than out to the side. Keep those knees together, stand up tall, and you may need a towel to help bring that foot up to the butt. But thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoy that, making sure that you adapt where you need to, never work through pain, and I'll see you next time.